Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. I have made this card, first card I've made for weeks and weeks because I've been on holiday, and I couldn't wait to get back into my craft room and create. So to spark off my creativity, I have taken part in two challenges. The first one being the Creative Colour Challenge number 98. This is set by my lovely friend Victoria, and our colours are Lost Lagoon, Bubble Bath and Night of Navy. I've gone quite subtle. I've done ink blending with the Lost Lagoon on the background and on this die cut, which is from Natural Prints. And my sentiment is the only bit I've got Night of Navy, and that's from the Coordinating Nature's Prints stamp set, as is that cute little flower in Bubble Bath. A little bit of ink blending, and so the background I have embossed with painted posies, and these little strips that have got like a rough edge to them. I'll show you how I did that with another new piece of kit that I've got recently. And the layout here was inspired by a sketch challenge on the Inspire.Create.Challenges, and I will attempt to put in a photograph of the sketch challenge now. Hope I remember to do that. And I'm going to just make another one to show you how I got that subtle colouring on this, and also this technique. I mentioned that I got myself some new stuff, and this is the Take Your Pick Crafters Tips. Now, I used this one here, which gives, it's a perforation tool, so it has a nice guard there, so that you don't hurt yourself with it, and you can tighten the tension of it there, but I like the way it is on that. I'll show you that in action, but also in this set you get a craft knife blade, and these. So there is a super, will this focus? There is a super sharp, pokey, stabby pick tool and one that has a sort of curved neck to it. Looks like something a dentist might use, in my opinion. This one is the only one that you have to be careful when you put the protective cap on to make sure you've got it there, because you don't want to put it on that way and risk bending it. Okay, so that's the only one that you need to be a little bit more careful with. All right, so no doubt I will play about with those ones. The Take Your Pick tool, I bought myself another one because I've got so many bits now. So it comes like this with a putty piece, a spare putty piece, and these embossing ball ends. So larger one and tiny one, and this one is a spatula on that end and a wider pick on that one. Let me just show you a comparison between the two. There, got that? Okay, so that one is much narrower, finer, pointier, definitely sharper. Okay, so that's that one. I get myself all confused now. And you can also get a die brush for them as well. So one end is just a twist and pull, a twist to lock it, and the other one is actually, let's see if I can get, this is a new one. Let's do my old one. It's looser. So you can unscrew that and screw in this here, nice and tight. Okay, so put all that to the side. What I did, get rid of that bit as well, with this is I got a ruler, and this is just a self-healing mat. It's just a cheapy one I bought in perhaps Aldi, Lidl, one of them, can't remember, and I actually just cut it in half so that I've got a smaller bit. And what I'm going to do is that's inches on that side, that's centimetres on here. I am just going to, in fact I'll do it that way. Let's just do it that way. Line that up on the edge there and line that up to there. Take my guard back, let that run back and forward. You can do it back and forward as long as you don't lift it up and start again. You'll be going along the same line there, okay? And then I just rip that off. Okay, so I've got my jaggy edge on one side. I'm just going to do the same again. Line that up there and there. I didn't get that quite close to the ruler there, but never mind. And I'm going to just do another one. Like that. Okay, so this bit I'm not going to use, but these two I will. Bend that over, bend that over. Perforated edge on both sides of these 1 centimetre strips. Okay, so I've got them ready to cut down and to ink up. Put that back. I think I'm going to have to make myself a box for all of these bits, or get a new pencil case or something to organise them. Right, so my inks. Let's do the rest of the card. So I've got my card base, which is my usual 14.5 by 21 centimetres scored at 10.5 in the middle. Okay, and then I've got a piece of basic white. So this is basic white thick, this is basic white, and that is 10 by 14. I'm going to emboss that. And then I've got this other piece that I'm going to die cut this wreath shape and also my sentiment. So let's just stamp the sentiment first with Night of Navy. As I say, this is Nature's Prince. So I want that on there, like that. That can go over there. Little bits of washi tape on there. And I'm just going to die cut those both at the same time, and I'll be back with you in just a moment. Okay, so I have die cut this. It's going to get some Lost Lagoon ink on it, but there are a few bits that haven't come out. Bring my take your pick tool back and just pop those out. If it was a bigger die piece with lots more, I would have used my brush, but the pokey from that is absolutely fab. Right, so we've got that bit, and I have die cut that bit. I have one more bit of die cutting to do, and I don't know if I can get that out of there, can I? Oh, I don't know. Let's try that. Oh, I'm all for making the most of it. It doesn't even matter if I don't get the bottom. Oh, love it. I could have stamped that a little bit higher up, but no harm. Let's get that done. So I'll die cut that as well, but I also want to emboss that other piece. As I mentioned earlier, I'm using the Painted Posies folder, and I just want to make sure that I've got my edge lined up with that black line that's on there. Don't know if you can see that, but there is a black line there. I want my edge, and I want it to be close to the top as well. Okay, so that's my edge, like that. In fact, I'm gonna not put it along there because I want to make sure I'm embossing right to the edge, but I want to make sure that I've got that parallel so that it is fairly straight. All right, so that is going to go in, and always emboss with that as your leading edge. Okay, so again, pop off camera for a moment to die cut that first and then change my platform to emboss. Right, so I've got that die cut, and I mentioned that I would change my platform to emboss, and your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine comes with all the bits that you need, and it does, on this number 1 plate, give you what you need to cut with dies, and also normal embossing folders and our 3D. So the 3D one is just simply the base, your folder with the piece of card inside it, and then the number 4 plate on top. So that's exactly what I did. Right, back to our card. Love 3D embossing folders, and it gives you much more dimension. It's not all the same height. Just love it. Pop that little guy out. How perfect was that? Stamping that on there. Save a bit of card. Awesome. Right, so adding colour. That's what we want to do next. Oh, I've got such a mess. Right, I'm using Lost Lagoon and Bubble Bath. So I have got my pink brush, and I am really gently just going over the flower heads on that. I'm not adding a huge amount of ink. It's just a subtle addition of colour. And it doesn't matter if I get some on the foliage or or on the background. As I say, it's just to add a little bit extra of that colour. It was looking a bit too plain without it. All right, I think that'll do for the pink. And let's just close that up. And then the Lost Lagoon. Got my green brush. A little bit along those pieces. There and there. That will do, I think. A little bit on that, actually. That might have been a good idea to actually use my smaller blending brushes, but it's too late now. And I'm going to add some on here. And the reason I did this instead of just using Lost Lagoon card is so that I could have a variation of intensity of colour. Okay, so I can build it up. Can't take it off, but you can build it up. I've got a decent bit of colour on, and then just decide some bits are going to get that little bit more. And whether you just decide to do it randomly or a particular leaf type, totally up to you. And I'll do that one as well. A little bit more on there. And kind of blend them in a little bit better. That'll do. Right. Okay. Oh, and I do need to add some pink onto these bits. So there kind of is a front and a back to that. But I'm just really wanting to add a little bit so that you can see those perforated edges a little bit better. Well, they're not perforated anymore. They were perforated and now they're torn. But you know what I mean, hopefully. There we go, that's that on, and this one. A bit intense of that, Heather. You forgot a bit there, didn't you? You forgot to tap off. And take the most of the ink off. Never mind. Well, you certainly know that one's pink. Right, let's assemble. We have our elements. We've got our card base. That's the last bit we're gonna do. On my first one, I made these slightly shorter. I'm not sure I liked it. So on this one, they're going full length. What I'm gonna do is get me ruler again. What to do with it? There it is. And I'm gonna lay the edge of that on at 2.5 centimeters from the top. So let's get some glue on it. And I don't need to go all the way to the edge because I'm going to trim it off. Oh, come on, glue. My glue thinks I'm still on holiday. Right, go. So, got it straight. 2.5 there. Pop that down. And it should be in line with that there. Okay. So I can trim the excess of that off. Same with this one. Line that up 2.5. Put that on at the edge. Is that what I did? No, I want to put that edge. Okay, so that's kind of in line with that there. Doesn't matter if they're not totally straight. They're probably not straight when I cut them. Right, that's that. I will chop the excess of that off first. I'll have to do a bit more chopping in a moment on that edge. Rid of those. Right, this little guy. I could put the whole bit on. I just quite liked it being half off. Let's add glue dotted about. So, whilst I'm doing this, I can tell you, I will add a link to my blog post in this video, and there will, in that blog post, I will have links to the 2 challenges I've mentioned at the start of this, which were the Inspire.Create challenge, excuse me, which is a sketch challenge. And I think this is a fortnightly challenge. I've not been able to take part in it for a long time, but hopefully with the upgrades that I've made to my blog, I should hopefully be able to take part in this and link from the challenge blog to my blog, hopefully. Right, so again, I'm just chopping that off. And the other challenge is the one that I do most weeks when I'm not on holiday, and I've missed the last 2 weeks. I've missed taking part in this, is the Creative Colour Challenge, which we get 3 colours to play around with each week. So the challenge goes live on a Monday and runs until Monday morning, runs until the Sunday evening. And I'm not putting any dimensionals on this, but I did try and tuck that under. Come on, you can come up. Like that. Awesome. There we go. Right, now make sure all those other bits are stuck down. There we are. That is now ready. And I would definitely use a wet glue when you're using an embossing folder, because with a tape runner you could miss bits. Oh, come on, glue. I think I need a new one. need a new one. Spend my video time shaking a glue bottle. It's not what you want to watch, is it? Right, and then that just goes on here with a nice neat little margin. Do like white on white. Just that little bit of subtle colour. And to finish off, I used some festive pearls. And I used the, I'll just use this, silver ones from here. So we've got silver, gold, cherry cobbler, and what was soft succulent, but it's now just known as green because soft succulent was an in colour that has since retired. So there we go, we've got two pretty cards. They will always look different because of where you put the elements and where you put your extra bit of colour on there. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I'd love for you to click on that subscribe button. And if you've got time, leave me a comment. Click the bell, you'll get notifications the next time I upload a tutorial as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope you'll also take part in some of these challenges too. Take care. Bye bye.